Now, here's the thing for black women, though. Here's the thing about black women, though, is that's going to take some time.
For sure.
If he bounces in that space, then you know what he was after.
And you got to be okay with that.
Because you didn't give him all of your goods.
I mean, if he walks away because you haven't given him the
right, because he can't. He's tired of waiting.
To let him walk.
Right, let him walk. Right.
So,
hold on.
When you introduce him to your friends, you're doing this, and that's kind of counterintuitive to what black women are taught. You kind of want to keep your guy or person potential mate away from others because you want to see if you want to deal with them. What he presents is a different approach than what you all normally do, which is bring your girlfriends around because you're going to fuck with your girls. You want to know that in the first 30 days, not in 2 years. Now, he ain't going to say it like that. I'm going to say it like that.
Yeah, because
if Kaya is my choice, but I came with you, you want to know that in 30 days.
Correct.
Girl, he tried to holler at me. Now you know what you're dealing with. Yeah. It's not a mystery. Oh, he not for real. It don't mean we gonna bash him. It don't mean we gonna bust his windows. It means, okay, sir, I brought you into this. That was a test. You failed.
Have a good day.
Right, it's cool. And Kaya gonna play her part. Be like, yeah, he definitely cracked it.
Now, part of what you got to keep in mind as women is that it takes that process takes a couple of things. It takes discipline and it takes patience. Because we're human. Because you're human.
Don't say horny. We just be. I like to use the word frisky. Okay.
But whatever it is, frisky or not.
Let's just say frisky.
But frisky, that does take some discipline for the woman.
For sure, because I'm
absolutely.
So okay, can I break the ice and put all right, all of the technical talk, so. For the women that, okay, and again, we grown, once you over 30, 35, first of all, let's kind of, so I'm going to go with this is, all right, you got men there, right, like I said, so it was to the point of where you said, all right, sometimes, so you got the ones that you make them, whether you make a man wait 30 days, 60 days, 2 years, this, that, and third, I feel like a man, whatever his intentions is going to be what his intentions is. So for women, and again, with the way that the world is evolving, you know, again, depending on the woman, how she approach it. Like for me, if we comfortable enough and we to communicate enough, and if I do decide to have sex with you within the first 30 days or the first 3 days or the first night or whatever, for me, why does that determine, you know, or at least for me, I think it was all right, okay, you should know what to expect after that. And, you know, versus we had to tiptoe around.
You should know what to expect, meaning who? You as in who's the you?
Both.
The guy?
Both. Like, because I mean, you ain't.
Again, because you can't speak to him.
True. I feel like that goes back to the point of saying, like Curtis said, having conversations in the beginning, because I feel like this whole topic, I'm kind of like, is my life right now. But I feel like if you have a conversation in the beginning of
right,
if you were, I don't want to say expectations, because to me, for me, expectations is like a real big word, but it's really not. But saying, okay, if I have sex with you, I know, like, if I'm feeling you, I'm going to want things to go to a whole nother level or whatever the case may be. So, for me, in the situation that I'm in, we didn't have that conversation, so you already know. So, guess what?
Right, so that's...
The pants is not dropping, sir. You can continue with the dates, and let's continue to get to know each other to find out what the question mark is between you and I.
But even as a woman, we've had conversations with men where before you give them sex and you still had that open-ended conversation with them, and you guys finally have sex and they still turn and flake, or as y'all just said, bounce out. So, I mean, again, the ball kind of is always in the man's court, because I can be patient with you. I can show you I can be your friend, and I can still wait to give you some, and then you can still finally give them some, and they still flip the other way.
That is a possibility, but let me ask you a question. At the end of the day, and we're talking about serious dating, that's what you're
right.
That's a possibility.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
right,
based on what I'm suggesting versus what you're saying, at the end of the day, if it doesn't turn out to be what you wanted or what you like,
yeah,
where would you? in what instance would you feel better?
Oh no, you take it as a life. It's a lesson.
And would you feel better that, okay, we went on a couple of dates, I didn't give it any, I got some free meals, went to a couple of nice restaurants. Obviously, he's impatient, so, but I'm cool because.
Right. So that's why.
Or would you feel better in, okay, we had this broad conversation, he told me what he wanted, I told him what I wanted, we seemed on the same page, I gave him some, and he still bounced. In what space would you feel better?
No, it's not a fact of feeling better. It's number one, self-accountability. You know what you agreed to doing that.
I would pose this. I would say that the woman in that scenario did not take her opportunity to disengage when he showed her.
Yeah.
In order for a man, I'm a man and I'm telling you this from a true point.
I agree.
In order for me to hang around for 6 months, I gave you some bullshit because clearly you're not giving me none. So that means I'm entertaining that urge somewhere else, right? So that means I gave you some bullshit somewhere, and you accepted it and let me stay around, which to me is a sign to a man that you want to fuck. Now, look.
Hey, no, I'm following.
In my mind, she let me give her that BS. So clearly, she wants some. So let me just keep hanging around. Let me hang around. I'm gonna catch her. Is the Henny working? Okay, it's the tequila. And here we go. And now when I'm gone, and you're like, well, what happened? No, you didn't leave when you were supposed to. If we're gonna be honest about it, accountability works for her and it works for him.
I'm on
if
both
I'm
of
not
y'all.
holding myself accountable, you are accountable to hold yourself accountable to get out.
That's what I'm saying. No,
But a lot of women don't. So
It's too late.
It's too late. You
And now they feeling hurt. Now they hurt.
We cool. I done met your mama. Then why she tripping? You know I love her. You know I love her. She's too much now. You're supposed to bounce. The first time I give you BS in the first whatever period, let's say the first 2 weeks, the first 30 days, when it starts to get weird, and we all know when it get weird. Wait, man, I hit you and you didn't answer me back. Not that a man has to answer you back or a woman has to answer you back right away. Let's keep some context there.
Exactly.
But if I've committed to, when I get off work at 10, I call you between 10:15 and 11 for the last 3 weeks. And then on week number 4, I don't call you when I leave home from work. You don't hear from me for a couple of days. That's normally a flag for a woman. So when you come to have that conversation with me to say, Curtis, why didn't you call me? If you take my bullshit, that's your fault.
So I got I'm sorry, question. You done?
Now, so the question I would have asked you to follow up behind what I asked him.
Okay.
I got a question for you and I got a question for you. The question for Kaya is, if you were a man and you had to date a woman right now, how would you approach it? Because I don't want to have this podcast level.
It is a lot.
Because y'all full of shit too.
Hey, we can be. Hey,
because you know, words ain't my tool. Words ain't my tool. I'm gonna toot my horn. They ain't my tool. I'm gonna just tell you like it is. I'm full of shit too.
Women can be. You know,
we can't be. Just like
we can be.
It's not
okay.
Hold on
we can be, sir. Thank
y'all
you.
go missing.
I'm gonna stand on that. We can be.
Don't answer y'all phone. Like, what happened? You was like, I'm so tired. It was just a rough day at work, and I don't even. They're like, but damn, maybe it was Monday. It's Thursday, and I ain't heard from you. What you know? What's all day?
Answer the question. Talk to get to my question, Kaya. Answer the question.
What
You got a
happened?
different question.
What happened? If I was a man, how would I?
Man, how would you approach dating a woman in the same space? This man makes the same amount of money you make, same family dynamic, same drive, whatever that is. How would you approach dating? I asked him that question. He gave us the textbook, proper way to present.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put it. No,
I'm not gonna get away, but I'm asking the same thing.
I mean, coming from how I would want a man to approach me, I mean, it's
Think
just
about yourself.
exactly.
And the rest of the crew, how would a man should? How would you think that should look?
I would want a man. So if I was a man, approach. Be honest. Okay. So what we be hearing or seeing when women really say like, be honest with me, so I can have the opportunity to say whether I want to deal with some shit or I don't want to deal with some shit. I think a lot of men be like, nope, that's bullshit because all I'm looking for is they're afraid of no. Men are afraid of rejection. So of course,
Yeah, we don't like that.
yeah. So of course you gonna BS it. So, but I mean, if I was the stand-up guy, I'm gonna go into a situation. I mean, honesty.
What does that look
But
like?
that-
Hey,
but
hi,
I
my
feel
name
like
is Kyle, and I make a whole bunch of money, and I got a business.
What's wrong? That's honest. What?
That's absolutely
But
ridiculous to
as
approach a woman that way.
women, though, what men and I'm a woman, and I hate that we do this. We ask for honesty, and sometimes we get men that give us honesty, and we don't like the honesty that the men give us. We think that we can change the narrative of the men and the honesty that they give us to what we want it to be. And I hate that us as women, we do that.
Yeah.
I've been there, but that's not me now, so that can't grow. So I get it. I
But
mean,
I'm
I
just
get
saying,
it.
I'm just saying. Let's
He
keep
said
it
he
above.
don't want no relationship, but when he get with me,
Yeah. Let's
he
keep it
don't want
above
this.
as a woman, though.
I said,
On both ends of the spectrum, I feel like, because I have been that woman, but greater than my growth, I've turned to, we ask for honesty, but when we get that honesty, do we really want that honesty? Are we trying to change the man's mind to think, like Curt said, like, well, when he get with me, it's gonna be, and he gonna feel like,
So then you're saying, so we never satisfied? Because I mean, if
that's what some men think.
Because what do you want?
I can be on that at that time because I can say, like, I've been that chick to say, and I feel like once you're 30 plus, or even you get to 35 and on, you have been that chick. I don't care what no woman say. You have been that chick like, oh, well, he said that he didn't want this, and he said, and when he.
Right. So Curtis, so I'm speaking from 30 and up because so for me, like I said, I appreciate honesty. I done had a man that literally, he approached me and it's like, hey, bro, first of all, I know you're not where I'm at in my life. And meaning I'm looking for something serious. You got kids, you don't want no kids. I want some kids, so I didn't have, matter of fact, a few. More like, well, yeah, have a good time with me until you find who you're looking for. So from that, I'm like, you know what? Thank you. So I really was because, I ain't got a pussyfoot around and you ain't got to, tiptoe around. So if that means if I just want to go out, have a few drinks and I decide I want to have sex with you, then sir, fine. But that's not the space that I'm in. And what I respected about him, he was like, cool, you got my number, you know how to reach me. Peace out.
So you will want men to approach, we think that's the best way for you for men to approach. Just be honest about everything, lay it all out there.
Everything is to each his own. So like when you roll the scrunch out there, now I can see like, goddamn, it's so technical. I can't speak for.
You can't speak for a group, but how would you expect a man to approach a woman? And if you were a man, how would you go about it? It's really based off of what you want to see.
Like I said, yes, honesty, being honest.
You want that up front.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I mean, you either in life you gonna get a yes or you gonna get a no. You either gonna like it. It don't matter. That's a part. That's the part of growing up. You got your ass beat or you didn't. Like where there's an action, there's a reaction. So you gonna have to deal with something. And for that man, because I also been told this, like I guess y'all, it's like men, y'all be batting 1,000. Like, all right, it's about 10 women in here. Maybe one gonna say yes though. You gonna shoot your shot, but you might airball.
Sirs are shooting 60 to 70% out of that 10.
Listen,
it's close to 60 to 70%. It's only 3 saying no. I have watched. I ain't gonna say his name. I have watched men operate for a long time.
And when
they are on average. If 60 is the low, 70 plus is the high. I'm telling you, they are closing. If it's 10 women they shooting at, 6 to 7 are going. And
I can believe it.
And prior to getting married and settling down,
I can believe it.
Those numbers could be right. It's a possibility.
And I'm about to flip it and throw a whole little loop to this. I'm finna tell you, women are coming off stronger than men. Because I've been approached by women and it's like, hold on, sis. Like the direction of how women actually approach you versus a man, it's like it's actually kind of more uncomfortable when a woman.
Well, then y'all need to have a Me Too Plus movement and get us up out of this Me Too shit.
Listen.
And do the Me Too elemental
I'm
please.
just trying to find a good
I was about to say, look, I'm just praying so I can get out of all of whatever this is, okay?
Dating wasn't the easiest. It's not, what I'm saying is, yeah, there are more options out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of it is that the options that are out there, a lot of, you can detect, if you feel like you have stopped the generational trauma, if you've healed, if you've reflected and you feel that you're a whole person to whatever extent, right? And then you go out to the dating world as a man, and you're dating women, black women. The reality for me, or from my experience, is as you're dating these women, you see the unresolved issues in them, right? You see the way they're approaching dating and that stuff, and a lot of times it's a turnoff. Right? It's a turnoff.
Hold on, Dr. Andre, because
it's unnerving sometimes. It's a little bit, and I feel bad a lot of the times. What have you?
I want to share my dating experience. So I've dated, and
Curtis, so do you think it's ghetto? Because Dr. Andre was like, I am not going to say that.
I mean, yeah, I might agree with him.
I mean,
It's right. It's right. No, it's
No,
the
I
process.
would never.
She
The
said,
thing
no,
is,
she's
I
saying the
would
process.
never. Let me say this, Dr. Andre. I would never say that your wife is ghetto and it's ghetto.
that's what I'm saying. I can't say it's ghetto.
What I'm saying is the acts of ghetto of dating is not good.
Yeah, your experience. We're talking about the black community. It's broader than your experience.
True.
So before you tap in, because I know you said you wanted to tell. So let me just, and this is gonna be my little closing, but I'm just gonna say this, and I think with dating in general, it depends on the individual where you are in your life. Yes, we've all had bad dating experiences. Yes, we feel like self-accountability and stuff you might regret and stuff like this. But when you get to a certain space of just being okay with accepting the process and, like you said, understanding timing and things of that, definitely, I won't call it ghetto, but is our chances of dating good men, whether black or whatever other descent, is kind of limited, yeah. But for me and my belief and where I'm at in my dating space right now, I'm still hopeful, I'm still faithful. You just have to then just really, again, know your boundaries, know your standards, know the process of, okay, this is what I told you, this is your schmo, this is what I'm telling you. If you can't meet these, okay, then fine. Let's move forward without, any beef or any things like that.
So I think some of the common things that we take away from this conversation is we're going to close up because pretty much running out of tape.
Yeah.
I mean, hard drive is basically what Andre said is self-healing, taking the time you need for yourself to fix you so that you're in position to receive and give love to another human. That's critical. And I know for myself, I went through phases of like I wasn't shit, you know what I'm saying, to women. And So, and then I went through periods to where I was impactful to women. I was helpful. I did things, to help them that they still remember now. But you got to understand, it's a flip side to that too. I experienced the woman who wasn't all the way there. Oh, you awesome, you great. I just don't really date men like, your size. But I love to go out. Oh, they'll date me and fuck me. But they just would. No, these are truth. I'm just being honest. Would not have a relationship with me, would give me some, would go out with me, because other men couldn't date as well as I would. I've had these conversations. They'd be like, you date better than everybody else. So they didn't have a problem hanging out with me, kicking it because I'm fun, and giving me some. And to, through my journey, which was different from yours, it made me appreciate the friendship foundation I had with my partner now. It was like, okay, this one will be with, because this is solid, this is concrete.
It's a real foundation.
You're right. I'm not going to build that with somebody else.
Right.
You could, but why would I? And this is already established.
Yep.
I'm who I am, she's who she is, and I'm going to stay with this, because as you date people and deal with all of the idiosyncrasies of individuals, the good and the bad, It's exhausting. I'm gonna just tell you, don't let a man make you ever think that dating multiple women is fun. It is exhausting and extremely expensive. I couldn't imagine. Right, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine dealing with two kids in the same year. In the same year. I'm talking about 6 months and 6 months. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Because you awesome. You awesome. You can't get awesome twice. You can't get awesome twice in a year. But this Supertransfer podcast, I want to thank Dr. Andre for being a part for this season, man. You've been awesome. You've been helpful, man, and I really appreciate us reconnecting because, we went to high school together. He cool as hell, so I really appreciate that. Kaya, I thank you for coming and giving us the other side of who you are, other than the entrepreneurial professional and tailor-made juices with no cocaine.
No cocaine.
No GMO, none of that. These are all natural, organic, nothing. I love it. Taylor's going through one of the best voices I've ever heard. Q. I'll say like I'm leaving. I'll say like I'm leaving. That's right.
Oh, my goodness. That episode just blessed me mightily. I appreciate y'all tuning in and I hope y'all enjoyed it. We got more episodes coming soon, but always remember, subscribe, like, and share on YouTube, Nutty Music TV. Y'all be blessed.